Good morning, guys, and welcome to Soulful Sunday. And today I just want to talk to you about a story about myself, about a time in my life where I was living in extreme fear, anxiety, depression, you name it, I had it. And I was after been working and used to having a very good wage to come down to living on disability. And with that, there was a lot of acceptance I had to do. I had to accept my financial situation, and I had to accept that I was physically incapable of being who I used to be. And that had a huge effect on my mental health. And I just really sank to a very low place. So what happened to me was the discs in my back ruptured and I was in extreme pain. Now, suffering with my back was something that had happened to me a long time, and eventually it got this bad anyway. So I ended up having 4 surgeries on my back, which left me incapable of work. It left me incapable of walking. It left me incapable of doing anything for myself, absolutely anything. So through all that, I started to worry. And I started to worry about things that may not even happen. And one of the things that happened to me going through this was that I wasn't able to pay my mortgage. And that caused me a lot of fear because I didn't know what was going to happen. So I worried about what was going to happen. And then the inevitable started to happen. The bank started to call. They started to write to me. They then decided they were going to visit me. And they did all them 3 things, but the calls never ceased. They called me every single day. And you know, the annoying part of it is when you get these calls, you then have to tell them who you are, give them your date of birth, all that crap, and they're ringing you. I know it's that GDPR stuff, but it's so annoying when they're ringing you every single day and your mindset was the way that mindset was at the time. So they would ring me every single day to see if my circumstances had changed. Incredible. It was just incredible. Absolutely no compassion, no nothing. Absolutely nothing. And even when they came to visit me in the house, I don't know what they were hoping to achieve by that, but they certainly achieved the fear factor because I went into overdrive on the fear. And the anxiety literally went from the top of my head to the tips of my toes. I'm sure a lot of you can identify with that kind of anxiety and fear. So it set me spiraling, and I went then trying to make phone calls to Citizens Information, to the HAP schemes, you name it, because in my head I started telling myself they're going to take the house. They are going to take my house, and I couldn't get that out of my head. I was imagining all sorts of situations. This will happen, that will happen. Maybe I'll be able to buy a mobile home. Maybe I'll be able to buy a caravan. Maybe I can rent a room. I had all these things going through my head. How was I going to sell the furniture? How was I going to pack up and move when I was as sick as I was? I had all these imaginations going on in my head. What if, what if, what if? And I was worrying about things that may not happen. And I know there's a lot of you today probably doing the same thing, worrying about things that may not happen. And it's unnecessary. It really is unnecessary. This is what I learned. What I did to myself in that time was I robbed myself of that day, I robbed myself of living in the day. I robbed myself of looking after myself physically because I really needed a lot of physical care at the time. And I robbed myself of peace, and I robbed myself of everything, enjoyment of my grandkids, you name it. I couldn't eat or sleep with fear. And what did it do? Absolutely nothing. Did it change the situation? Not one little bit. It took at least another 3 years for that situation to resolve itself, when the bank actually came back to me with an offer of giving me a split mortgage. So they solved the issue. They solved it themselves because there was nothing I could do. I couldn't pay a penny. So we came to an agreement and got it sorted. But my point in today's message is, are you worrying about something that may not happen? Have you got yourself sick with worry? Are you not able to sleep at night because you're worried? Are you multitasking? Are you doing your shopping and worrying? Are you going for a walk and worrying? Are you doing the washing and worrying? Are you looking after your kids and worrying? That's what we do. We multitask, but all the time we continue to worry. So today I'm saying to you, bring it back to today if you possibly can. Bring it back to 5 minutes. 5 minutes at a time. That's what I ended up having to do. I ended up having to sit on my hands for 5 minutes and put a clock in front of me and say, for 5 minutes I'm going to sit here and not move. Now, I really couldn't move very far at the time, but that's what I did. And for that 5 minutes, I made myself focus on something else. Maybe that'll be helpful to you, to try and focus on something even for 1 minute. And remember that half the things that you worry about never, ever happen. Today, I am still living in my home. And I know that today, nothing and nobody is going to take that home from me, because my faith in God is so strong that if He didn't allow it to happen, then He is never going to allow it to happen. I know that no weapon formed against me will prosper. I know that. I know it for sure. Have I fear at times? Yes. What do? I kick it out, because I know my God is bigger than the problem that I have. I don't know if you have faith, but you have to believe in something greater than yourself. Look out, look at nature, look at whatever it is, call it the universe, call it whatever you want, but know that you are divinely protected in the situation that you are in. And if you need physical or mental health, then that's why Turning Point is here. So today's Soulful Sunday is a little bit longer, apologies for that, but I wanted to just tell you the story of how I overcame, and you too can overcome. So I hope that today has been helpful, and if it has, please share it or show it to somebody that you know needs that kind of help at the moment, because all things are possible when you believe. So believe today that this too shall pass, and it will change, and you will be okay. You actually are okay. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all on Wisdom on Wednesday. And remember, next Sunday is Easter Sunday, so we're going to have a wonderful raffle. You will see the post for the raffle at the top of the page if you want to have a look at that and put your name down. So that's it. Have a lovely day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.